The JSE set for a rough start today as Tencent traded lower and markets continue to digest the latest interest rate hike by the United States Federal Reserve. Makwe Masilela is Chief Investment Officer and founder at Makwe Fund Managers, joining us now to give us a quick update on how the JSE is performing in early trade. And Dr. Masilela, top of the morning to you. Give us your quick sense of the local index, how it's opened this morning after that rate decision from the U.S.
As expected, we opened down just like our international peers and even what happened overnight in Asia. But it's all because the guys, meaning the guys, the central banks of the U.S., left little doubt that they are prepared to push interest rates hikes as much as possible as long as they are fighting inflation. And it's no longer about the size of the next move come December meeting. It's about where will they peak and for how long will those high interest rates stay at those levels. Hence, we see markets reacting the way they are reacting. We opened in a negative territory.
Let's quickly go into company news. Goldfields publishing its operational update for the quarter which ended on the 30th of September 2022. How have they performed?
They call this a stable performance, which I don't think it is. Remember, Goldfields, these are the guys who managed to spin off their assets, their oldest assets in South Africa, to form Sibanye in 2013. They still have exposure to South Africa because they still own South Deep. We've seen production is down 1%. We've seen that all-in cash cost up 1% and all-in sustaining cost up 4%. And unfortunately, their net debt is up 17% because they had to pay some interim dividends.
Let's then stay with the miners and talk about AngloGold Ashanti, also posting a market update report. Talk us through the latest developments there. What are we seeing?
These are the guys who don't have exposure to South Africa at all. They've sold all their assets in South Africa. They mine in the likes of Brazil, Ghana, Tanzania, Argentina, Colombia. And the guys, they've seen an improved performance because of the guys managed, number one, to improve their efficiencies and also higher grades that they managed to receive. Production up 20% and of underpinned by higher grades, and also we've seen that their cost, all-in cash cost, up 4%, but all-in sustainable cost improved by 6%, and the net debt down by almost 14%, and adjusted EBITDA up by 5%, despite receiving lower gold prices.
Let's conclude the conversation with African Bank's acquisition of Ubank. That acquisition is now complete. What happens to the service offering now?
The Ubank customers, we're talking over 4.7 million customers. Immediately they've got access to African Bank's outlets, and we know that as it stands now, that they've got huge deposit when we're talking about Ubank that will immediately benefit African Bank, which has been looking to expand their deposit. Very interesting that the very same African Bank is the one that was under administration in 2014. This time around are the ones who are buying Ubank, which is under administration, but that expands their offering. And remember, Ubank as it is, they've got better technology as well. Their partnership as well with MTN, so that as well will enhance this whole vision of African Bank as they intend to make sure that they improve on their digital offerings. So it's a better thing for African Bank going forward, and bearing in mind that they also acquired a Green Road Bank, so that also helps them to expand when it comes to the business side or business transactions.
Makwe Masilela from Makwe Fund Managers. Let's leave it there. Thank you very much for that market update.